And what happened today?
Today, Bexar County showed up to defend the right to vote, and that's what we did today. The state of Texas asked for a temporary restraining order and a temporary injunction, and the court has just ruled that she has denied that request. We're pleased with the ruling, but this lawsuit is not over, and we'll see what the next steps are.
It was mentioned by prosecutors that mailers were sent out last week. What day last week and how many mailers were sent out?
I don't have that information.
Why isn't the issue over? What happens next?
That's up to the state of Texas how they want to proceed.
But
They filed a new pleading this morning, and that was not heard today.
What's the new plea, do you ask?
You'll have to talk to the lawyers.
The contract was already executed as you guys had mentioned. Could you explain your reaction when this TRO was filed, given that you guys had already executed the contract?
You have made a correct statement that actually the discussion for this contract was in the summertime to authorize the Commissioners Court to negotiate. September 2nd, or that first meeting in Commissioners Court, where we approved the contract. So this contract has been on the table, so to speak. We did not get the restraining order until after the contract was signed.
So the state's action was just too late then?
The court ruled that the issues are moot, which means there was no dispute to resolve today.
Because the applications had already gone out?
That's correct. Yes, and this was done by a nonpartisan contractor, vendor, who are targeting recent residents who have moved into Bexar County. So this is a very targeted, nonpartisan effort to register voters, give people the right to vote, and it's also, the Commissioners Court thought that what we needed to do was to increase voter turnout. So this is all about the right to vote.
The state kept on discussing that additional mailings, trying to prevent additional mailings. Was there ever a conversation about additional mailings once the contract was executed?
I'm not aware of any additional mailings.
Does this prevent future engagement in similar efforts in future election cycles?
The county is free to continue to do what it needs to do to increase voter turnout.
The argument was that Bexar County and CGS wasn't even on the lawsuit to begin with. So what was this lawsuit even targeting if they didn't even...
You'll need to ask the Attorney General that question.
Joe, how did you feel about what went on this morning? It was kind of a circus.
Well, we obviously are very pleased. What I've said all along, what the Commissioners Court did was nothing more than a healthy exercise of democracy. What the law allows is exactly what happened. There is an administrative rule under the Texas Administrative Code, specifically Section 81.25, that allows government entities like county governments to do what they distribute mailers, and that's what this was. This was a voter registration form. It was not a ballot. Nothing about that was partisan. All it does is encourage people to vote. And as a matter of fact, this effort targeted new voters to Bexar County. It targeted people that were moving from one residence to another within the county. So again, our position from the very beginning was that the commissioners had every right to do what they did, and we're very pleased with the judge's ruling today.
And I'd like to clear the record. I refute the description that this was a circus. This was a defending of the Constitution this morning, and this is the way our judicial system works, and we got a ruling from the judge, and we'll see where the Attorney General for the state of Texas wants to go with this lawsuit.
For those people that filled out the forms that are not eligible to vote, is there something in the system or the contract that sort of stops that process from happening?
Our elections administrator verifies every registration. The Secretary of State verifies all registration. I have full faith and total confidence in our elections administrator that she will ensure that there will be voter integrity in Bexar County.
Could you give us some numbers? How many applications went out? And as I understand it, that's done, right?
That's done, and I don't have those numbers.
Thank you.
Hoy en la mañana tuvimos la audiencia ante esta jueza. La petición fue por la oficina de Attorney General, el procurador del Estado, y lo que estaban pidiendo es que nosotros no podíamos mandar estas formas, pero la cosa es que ya todo está completo, así que no había cualquier remedio y eso es precisamente lo que dijo la jueza, es que no hay cualquier razón para averiguar este caso porque ya todo se ha terminado.
O sea que ya no hay una audiencia después.
Correcto. Con esto se termina todo.
What I'll say today, nosotros ganando hoy.
Sabemos que había como varias problemas de comunicación ahí que no estaban como de acuerdo. Cuéntanos un poquito acerca de eso.
Pues eso según lo que han dicho, que no estábamos en comunicación, pero ellos como el partido o sea, la agencia que estaban siguiendo adelante, tenían la obligación de comunicarse con nosotros. Para nuestra parte, nosotros estamos dispuestos a tratar de trabajar con ellos, a llegar a un trato, pero obviamente no pudimos hacer eso, por eso es la razón que estamos aquí en la corte hoy.
¿La oficina de Ken Paxton puede apelar?
Pues la cosa es que ellos tienen el derecho de tratar de apelar, pero lo que dijo la jueza es con esta situación ya se ha terminado todo y yo no creo que tengan mucho éxito con una apelación.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you very much, sir.